How's it going, guys? I'm here to review Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, 2016.
You must be new. That is Bruce Wayne.
Mr. Wayne, Clark Kent, Daily Planet.
What's your position on the Bat Vigilante in Gotham?
So Batman vs. Superman is the second installment in the DC Extended Universe, and Henry Cavill returns as Superman and Ben Affleck as Batman. I guess you could say this is a low-key Man of Steel 2, but not really. It's more of a team-up movie, because it does have Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. So this is like a Justice League prequel. So supposedly this is the film that kicks off the DC Extended Universe like even further, making it as it is today. And this movie has two cuts. There's the theatrical version, which is like 2.5 hours long, and there's Zack Snyder's director's cut for this movie, which is 3 hours long, and it's rated R, which is purely amazing. Gives you the backstory of Batman, his origin story in the very beginning, which is really cool. And then it goes back to another flashback of Bruce Wayne. It goes back to the city of Metropolis when it was getting destroyed by General Zod and Man of Steel. So it kind of goes through Bruce Wayne's POV when it happened at the same time in that destruction of Metropolis and the ending of Man of Steel, pretty much. Basically, when Superman fought General Zod in the Metropolis City, you all that shit's happening at the same time, you get introduced to Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne character, and he sees everything through his eyes, his POV. And of course, to Bruce Wayne's eyes, Superman is the bringer of death. He's the one who's responsible for the destruction of Metropolis and the many innocents that died by Superman and General Zod's hands. So of course, Batman hates Superman because of that, because the half of the city of Metropolis literally got destroyed in the last movie. So yeah, that's what I thought was cool. They went back to that ending of that last movie, but through Bruce Wayne's point of view, which is really cool. So it cuts back to 18 months later, so a year later, and the Lex Luthor's company. Lex Luthor, by the way, is played by Jesse Eisenberg. They could have... Okay, I'll get to that later. But Lex Luthor and his LexCorp minions, they are trying to frame Superman for killing a bunch of like villagers that could be considered terrorists, but villagers, the terrorist group, and Superman is framed for doing that because Lex Luthor's corporation killed pretty much the villagers' army, their soldiers that could be terrorists, like I said, to the US, but Superman doesn't really care. He just wants to fight the guy that's responsible for capturing Lois Lane, because the dude shoots Jimmy Olsen. We literally get introduced to Jimmy Olsen, but he gets shot because he's like a undercover CIA agent or whatever. So he gets shot. Superman comes to rescue Lois, and that's when, before he even shows up, that's when these fools starts killing these, Lex Luthor's group starts killing these villagers and the men. They use a flamethrower to burn these bodies to make it seem like Superman was the one who killed them with his heat vision. So pretty much they frame Superman, and when Batman or Bruce Wayne saw that given him more of a push to go against Superman. And Lex Luthor is like the mastermind behind all of this. He's the one who's pulling the strings. He's the one who's pushing Batman to fight Superman. He's the one that's pushing Clark Kent, which is Superman that works for the Daily Planet, to investigate the Batman situation in Gotham, because technically in Gotham, Batman's more of a not a vigilante. I can't even pronounce the word, but he's more of a criminal, because Batman in this movie is straight up killing fools. He is straight up killing thugs, criminals, just predators. He is like killing fools in this movie. He even used guns, which is weird because Batman that I remember, it's always been against guns, but Batman uses guns in this movie, in this universe.
Civil liberties are being trampled on in your city. People living in fear. He thinks he's above the law.
The Daily Planet criticizing those who think they're above the law is a little hypocritical. What'd you say?
I can tell they were trying to recapture the Frank Miller version of Batman. What I mean by Frank Miller, like the Dark Knight Returns, based off of those comic books where it was an old 50-year-old Bruce Wayne and he doesn't care about shit anymore, so that's why he kind of low-key kills like the new thugs. I don't think he kills in the comics, but there was a point where he was forced to kill. But in this movie, yeah, he was straight up killing fools. But his armor, his suit, I can tell the bat suit is really based off of the Frank Miller look. Batman universe is there, and some of the stuff already happened in this universe apparently, because you see Robin's suit, and Robin's suit has like Joker graffiti on it saying like, haha, the joke's is on you, Batman, indicating that the Joker already killed Robin, could be Jason Todd. And hopefully we get a Ben Affleck movie features Batman that has Red Hood or Deathstroke. But, well, I thought that was going to happen, but that's probably not going to happen because Warner Brothers is just being stupid. And they're trying to replace many actors as they can. So, come on, Warner Brothers. If you're going to replace actors, just might as well just make a new DC universe. Just reboot it. Just, I don't know. Warner Brothers is just being too much right now. But, and not only just that, you have that new Robert Pattinson Batman movie that's coming out very soon. Superman's trying to get Batman because Batman's responsible, because Batman, like, not only he kills these fools, but he also brands them. He also brands these guys with the bat symbol, like irons them, then brands them. It's pretty epic and pretty dark, I'm not gonna lie, but the criminals who get branded, they straight up go to prison, and the ones who get branded, they get pretty much shanked to death in prison, which is really kind of dark. And of course, the families of these people that were branded by the Batman got stabbed to death. The families of those victims or criminals, they have kids, and then they're like widows, or like they're just having a miserable life because the Batman caused their loved ones to die in prison. And Superman's like saying, oh, like that gave him more of a motivation to find this Batman and stop him, because to Superman's eyes, Batman is a criminal and a villain. And then to Batman's eyes, Superman is the bringer of death, and he's going to destroy humanity. And if there's 1% chance that he will, he says you got to take it as an absolute cost to destroy Superman, because you never know if he's going to destroy humanity one day. And eventually, Batman does have nightmare sequences where Superman does turn bad and pretty much kills everyone, kind of like the Injustice video games. If you guys haven't played the Injustice video games, highly recommend it. It has a good story arc. It's pretty much made by NetherRealm Studios. The NetherRealm Studios is responsible for making the Mortal Kombat games, but pretty much as the Injustice storyline goes, Joker kills Lois Lane and her unborn baby. That sets Superman into a fucking rage. He kills Joker, and Superman and the people who follow Superman, like Wonder Woman or Green Lantern, or just pretty much people who agree with Superman, are the ones who are trying to, like, they had it. They want to kill villains, but Batman is against that because he still believes in like morality and justice, like being a better person, while Superman has fed up. So basically, you have people that joins Batman's side, and you have people that join Superman's side. It's low-key a DC civil war. So that's pretty much the video game story arc, when Superman goes bad. But you can tell this movie, in Batman's nightmare sequences, they're trying to refer to that when Superman does go bad, and the planet is all in ruins, it's all apocalyptic. So I'm assuming that not only Superman's evil, but Darkseid, which is the main villain of DC Extended Universe, or DC's version of Thanos, Darkseid and his parademons take over the world, and it's like apocalypse on Earth. So, and not only just that, it's already been confirmed that the visions or the nightmares that Bruce Wayne is having is pretty much an indicator what will happen in the future Justice League movies, like Justice League 2, maybe Justice League 3. And and after he wakes up, you see Barry Allen, the Flash, time traveling, telling him like, Bruce, Lois Lane's the key. If you don't, like, you're always right about Superman. If you don't stop him now, like it's gonna happen. Like, the future is already set pretty much. So the Flash literally went back in time to warn Bruce Wayne, because the Flash that we saw in this movie is from the future.
Saves the cat out of a tree. You read a puff piece editorial about an alien who could burn the whole place down.
Most of the world doesn't share your opinion, Mr. Wayne.
Maybe it's Gotham City and me. We just have a bad history with freaks dressed like clowns.
So yeah, the nightmare sequences show up in this movie, and the nightmare sequences continue to build up in the next movie, Zack Snyder's Justice League, which is really cool. So I'm assuming that the nightmare sequence is eventually going to happen in Justice League 3, if we ever get Justice League 2 and 3, hopefully, but who knows. And then, of course, later in the movie, like, it's been revealed that Lex Luthor was the one who's behind all this, like, destruction and mayhem. He even kidnaps Lois. He even kidnaps Martha Kent, Superman's mother. Just because, and not only just that, he forces Superman to go out there and fight Batman and kill him for the safety of his own mother. Superman has no choice. He's like, fine. And at first he tries to convince Batman he has to help him or his mother's gonna die, but Batman wouldn't listen to him, so that's why they keep on fighting. And eventually, they do work together. I'm not gonna tell you how, but they do work together, and they fight. They try to, like, take over Lex Luthor's goons, and they fight his gang, and to the point where they're like, all right, Lex Luthor, it's over. Like, you're about to get taken in. But of course, Lex Luthor uses General Zod's dead body from the last movie. He uses his body, brought him into the old Kryptonian ship from the last movie, and did some kind of technique where the Kryptonian ship pretty much deformed General Zod's body and becomes Doomsday that we all know and love. And when Doomsday is a force to be reckoned with in this movie. He is overly powered in this movie. And Doomsday is a badass. But I'm not gonna lie, Doomsday could have looked better. Like, he looked more like a Lord of the Rings kind of troll, or a Teenage Mutant Ninja troll. Either way, he didn't look Doomsday till later. Like, every time he gets hits, he gets stronger, and as he gets stronger, he grows out more bones. But I wish they could have continued, like, growing out more bones, and I wish he had his iconic, like, white hair or ponytail, just like in the comics. But I mean, he looked cool, but not as cool in the comics. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, he should have looked more comic accurate. He looked more like a Lord of the Rings troll, but that's just my opinion. And Wonder Woman shows up out of the blue. Of course, Bruce Wayne and Diana Prince, which is Wonder Woman's real name, they have some kind of chemistry going, and basically Bruce Wayne, because I think they have such a good chemistry that Bruce Wayne already trusts Diana, and he shows, like, she's interested in Lex Luthor, basically how Batman's interested in Lex Luthor, like, trying to, like, take this guy down. So of course Batman and Wonder Woman try to work together, and then they get, like, Batman emailed her some kind of, like, copy drive, some files of other superhuman beings, wink wink, Cyborg, the Flash, Aquaman, just files about superhumans pretty much. And then it shows you a picture of Wonder Woman being literally hundreds of years old. Like, she was literally in World War I with Steve Trevor, which is played by Chris Pine. And that's why after this movie, you have her own solo movie that explains her origin and how she met Steve Trevor during World War I. But that's her own solo movie they showed the picture of. And then eventually she joins in the fight. She helps Batman. She helps Superman. So the Holy Trinity, the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, I mean, Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, they fight the devil, Doomsday, and in an all-out epic battle. Not as epic and destructive as General Zod versus Superman and Man of Steel, because it was taking place in a city, while this one is taking place outside of the city. So, it was still epic, but it was not as destructive. But, yeah. And, of course, Lex Luthor, they destroy Doomsday. Superman dies. That's how it always goes. Every time when Superman fights Doomsday, Doomsday always kills Superman. That's just how the comics goes. And of course, Superman dies, and they throw out a funeral for him. Lex Luthor is taken to custody. Batman personally wants to take him to Arkham Asylum to meet all the other Batman villains. And Lex Luthor warns Batman that the bells had already rung. Like when Superman died, the bells already rung. What he meant by that is as soon as Superman died, all the other forces, the unknown forces of the planet Apocalypse, such as Steppenwolf, Darkseid, and the Parademons, they know that the Kryptonian's dead. Now they can try to invade Earth. And that's why the next movie, Justice League, Batman now knows what he must do. Pretty much, he has a gut feeling that something's going to happen to Earth. That's why he tells Wonder Woman and himself that we must unite this team to, like Cyborg, Flash, and Aquaman. We must unite so that way we can fight darker forces that are lurking out there, pretty much. And I'll get to that movie in the next review, or eventually. That'll be Zack Snyder's Justice League. That was pretty much the most detailed summary of how I can describe Batman v Superman. Yes, the nerdiness came out of me. I can't help it. Fucking fight me, I don't care.
Boys! Bruce Wayne meets Clark Kent. I love it. I love bringing people together. How are we?
Lex?
Hi, hello, Lex. It is a pleasure. Ow! Wow, that is a good grip. You should not pick a fight with this
So, I'm gonna get to the things that I don't like first, and then I'll get to the things that I do like about this movie. The stuff that I don't like about this movie is Lex Luthor. His character could have been better, and they could have casted a much better person for Lex Luthor. Don't get me wrong, I like Jesse Eisenberg. Jesse Eisenberg is a really talented actor. He's in a lot of good movies, but for this character, for this role specifically, it just didn't match up for me. And I don't know, they could have got like a more swole looking bald guy. Shit, they should have used Johnny Sins from Pornhub. I don't know, they could have just used Johnny Sins for all I know. He looks like Lex Luthor if you really think about it. And Doomsday, like I said, he just looked more of like a Lord of the Rings troll than like a comic accurate. He still looked cool, but all I wanted was more bones and that actual white string of hair or ponytail hair. But that was missing. But Doomsday was still a force to be reckoned with in this movie, which I give him props. Doomsday was like very powerful.
You know the oldest lie in America, Senator? That power can be innocent.
You're gonna go to war. That son of a bitch brought the war to us.
One more thing I didn't like about this movie, when Superman and Batman are fighting, and then Batman's about to kill Superman with a kryptonite spear that he made, that's when Superman's like, you gotta save Martha, which is his mother's name. And of course, that's when it gives Batman a flashback of his mother dying by the hands of just some kind of criminal that shot his dad and his mother. And so basically what I'm trying to say is Superman and Batman's mother's name, they have the same name, Martha. And then that's when Batman's like, all right, I don't know, it was kind of a dumb sequence if you think about it. Batman literally stopped killing Superman just because they share, like, their mother shared the same name. That's when he's like, all right, I'll help you. We'll work together to fight Lex Luthor and all that. I mean, sure, it's possible that could happen, but I don't know. The way it was executed, it was just kind of cheesy in my opinion. But I don't know. All right, here's the stuff that I do like about this movie. This movie is amazing. It's fucking glorious. It's epic. It's phenomenal. It's one of the best DC movies ever. It's one of the best comic book movies ever. And this movie is slightly better than Man of Steel. And that's just my opinion. The reason why I like this movie a little bit better is because I watched the director's cut, or the version of this movie, 3 hours long, rated R, more dark, more fucking bloody, more just dark, gritty, graphic, violent, just more of everything, just more epic. I mean, sure, it's not like Deadpool violent, it's not like Blade violent, it's not Punisher violent. I'm not saying it's like all out like rated R. It's more like a hard PG-13, but it's still dark enough to be rated R. There's a lot of good scenes in this movie. There's a lot of epic moments. There's a lot of good character development, good fight scenes. The score for this movie, like the soundtrack, is Hans Zimmer from the Man of Steel's soundtrack. So some of that Superman's themes and his songs are in this movie too as well, while there's other music for Lex Luthor, Batman's own theme, and of course Wonder Woman's epic theme. She has an epic theme, man. I think she has like the best theme in this movie. But yeah, like the movie is just so damn good. It's so damn dark. I love it. It's just, this movie kind of reminds me of Watchmen. Like, if the reason why I say that is because the movie it kind of questions you. Like, it gives you a thought of like, should you trust a being that's more powerful than you, pretty much, or that has godlike powers? And should you trust that with a person that has that kind of power in their hands? And that's when they were trying to like refer that to that one character specifically in Watchmen, Dr. Manhattan. So that's why a lot of these Watchmen scenarios or Batman v Superman scenarios, they just reminded me like both of these movies, because they're just so damn similar.
You know you can't win this. It's suicide.
The greatest gladiator match in the history of the world. Son of Krypton versus Bat of Gotham.
You're psychotic.
So I enjoyed this movie very much. It was iconic. A lot of people hated this movie when it came out. Absolutely hated it. And there's still a lot of people that don't like this movie. Which, okay, I see why people don't like this movie. Because it's not a Marvel movie. It doesn't have that lighthearted tone, or it doesn't have some of the stuff accurately, like, correct. I don't know. I mean, fine, but I still enjoy this movie. It's not like a perfect, like, well executed, like, comic accurate movie, but for its own, like, Zack Snyder's vision, it's still a fucking epic movie, if that makes sense.
It is a 3-syllable word for any thought too big for little minds.
It's time you learn what it means to be a man.
Stay down! If I wanted it, you'd be dead already.
Man won't kill God. The devil will do it.
Alright, so that was my long review of Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice. Highly recommend this movie. I would give this movie a solid 8.5 out of 10. I liked it a little bit better than Man of Steel. That's just my opinion, but hope you guys enjoy this video. Please leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next DC movie.
What have you done? She with you?
I thought she was with you.